Sorry about that. So when we left off, we were doing 5/7 chords. And by the way, I apologize for all the interruptions and things like that. All right. So we have built a 5 chord in the key of C, 1, 3, 5, and we've simply added the 7th on top of that. Okay. In the key of C now, if we were to relate it back to the key of C, obviously we're building our 5 chord on 5, 7, and 2 of the scale, and then we add scale degree 4. And that creates an ultra big snowman, if you want to think about it like that. That creates a very dominant kind of sound, a very tension kind of sound. Take a listen. We're key of C. Okay, what I did was I did 5, 7, 2, 4. I'll bring it down the octave so it sounds a little cleaner. And that so badly wants to go here. Hear that again? That resolves to 1 very, very, very nicely. Okay? As I said before, we can add the 7th scale degree to any 5 chord that you want to put in your song. It doesn't matter. But you should probably save it for the end of your phrase to make it more "we are done" kind of sounding. Okay? If you give it away too soon, it's going to sound like you gave all your stuff away right at the beginning, and you don't want to do that in music. You want to build up to it. And this creates a lot of tension. Okay. So, let's see here. Why does this sound the way it does? Okay? Obviously, we've talked about why the 5 chord is so tense. It's got the 5, which wants to go to 1. It's got the 7, which wants to go to 1, because 7 to 1 is a half step. And the 2, you know, it can go to 1 or 3, but it goes very nicely to those chords, to those notes in the chord, the 1 chord. Okay, so, all right. So, why does this even more then sound like it really wants to go to 1? Well, we have this added new note right here. Okay? That is note F in the key of C. You can figure out what note in the key of, or the 1 chord in the key of C, so what note in the C chord would F want to go to really bad? It would really badly want to go down to E, because F to E is our half step. Play it again. G, B, D, F. F wants to resolve to E, because there's your half step resolution. That's called voice leading. Voice leading is when we try to transition notes from 1 chord to a next in a smooth manner. We don't want to jump up and down. We want to try to make it either scale or small little jumps here and there. Okay? So, F really badly wants to resolve to E, or the 4 really badly wants to go to 3. Likewise, the 7 really badly wants to go to 1. 4 goes to 3, 7 goes to 1. We have 2 half-step resolutions there, and both lead to the 1 chord really, really nicely. Okay? All right. So, also, we have a certain interval in this chord that we haven't quite talked about yet, but I'm going to get into it just a little bit right now. Between the 3rd of the chord and the 7th of the chord, we have what is called a tritone. Okay? Tritone is the devil's chord, if you can think about that, or the devil's interval. All right? It was not used at all during early Baroque times and things like that, because they didn't want that kind of sound in the church. What that basically is, it's halfway between a perfect 4th interval and a perfect 5th interval. Therefore, so if we take our lowest one here, which is B, and we go up perfect 4th, we have E. If we go up perfect 5th, we have F sharp, and the one in between that is F. It's very what's called dissonant. It's not very pleasing to the ears by itself. However, when put in a context, it would like to resolve very nicely back to the 1 chord. So that tritone, and I'll show you what that looks like here. That tritone creates a lot of tension in our ears. Sorry, right there. It creates a lot of tension in our ears that we want resolved very, very badly. Okay? So the 3 to the 7 creates a tritone. Or in the key of C, or any key, the 7 to the 4 creates a tritone. Okay? This is the chord at the time. This is related to the key that we're in. Okay? Tritones. Another way to write a tritone is called a diminished fifth or an augmented fourth, but we'll talk about those intervals later. Just know that the tritone right there creates a lot of tension. Okay, let's see. What I want you guys to do is practice building half cadences. Actually, we'll do 2 half cadences, and we'll do 2 authentic cadences. If you remember half cadence, the phrase ends on a 5 chord. Remember that in authentic cadence, it goes 5 to 1. Okay? So let's do the key of A. You're going to make a staff for each one. Okay? We'll do A, and we'll do, I don't know, B flat. Okay, for each one, you're going to do...
So, I was told that there were some 6th graders that needed to...
Yeah, I forgot. I'm going to have them go at 8:40. Can you come to the lesson on Thursday with the trumpeters so you can work on the song?
So nothing today?
Nothing today.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to build, we're going to do half cadences first. Let's do this one. You're going to do 4, 5, 7. Okay? So you're going to do the 4 of A and the 5, 7 of A, and that'll be the end of our phrase. So that's going to create a half cadence. And here you're going to do 2, 6, 5, 7. Okay? Pause the video, try to do both of those, and when you're ready, come on back, and I'll do them now. Okay, so for our first one in the key of A, our 4 chord is going to be a D major chord. Okay, so we have D, F sharp, and A. We are in root position because there's no numbers here, so we know we can just build a snowman. D, F sharp, A, and there you go. Our 5, 7 chord, okay, we have an E chord. Now, normally it would be E, G sharp, B, but we're going to stack another third on top of that B and make it D. Okay, so E, G sharp, B, D. Let me show you what that sounds like. We're in the key of A. I have this chord, 4 chord, here's our 5 chord, and that wants to go badly to, you're back to your 1 chord. Okay? Once again, that 7, 5, 7 chord can replace any normal 5 chord. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really change the quality of the chord other than it adds a little more tension to it. Okay, so now we're in the key of B flat. Okay, we are in bass clef. Oh, I'm sorry about this one. I put that key signature in the wrong spot. Now we're in bass clef here again. So we have B flat and E flat in our key signature. Okay. Our 2 chord is going to be a C minor chord. Alright, so we build C, E, G. We flat the 3rd because it's minor, and because E flat fits into the key signature of B flat, so we can't have an E natural right now. Alright, so 2, 6, we have a C minor chord. Because there's a 6 here, that means we are in first inversion, which means a third of the chord at the time is in the bass. So here's our E flat. Okay? I brought it down here because if this F chord was to be built way up here, it'd go kind of high. So I brought everything down a little bit. So we have C, E flat, G, but E flat's in the bass. So there's my E flat, G is next, and then C. It's still a C minor chord, However, E flat is in the bass. So it's the 2 chord in the first inversion. Our next chord is going to be the 5-7 chord. All right. Our normal 5 chord in B flat would be F, A, C. However, now we're going to have another third stacked on top of the C, which gives us E flat. Okay? By the way, if you ever want to figure out a dominant 7 chord, what you can do is you can build a major chord, okay? Add a major 7th to it, and then flat that 7th, so you actually get a minor 7th. So really it's a major chord, a major triad, with a minor 7th over the bass. F, A, C, E flat. So we flat that 7th, and there's our E flat. However, it works out really nicely in any key because the 5 chord will naturally have that flatted 7th there because the E flat will carry through. Okay? Once again, the 5 chord creates a lot of tension, really badly wants to go back to 1. All right, I hope this makes sense. Oh, let's do,
What are you doing?
guys, set up real quick, okay? I gotta do a video real quick.
Why?
Just set up.
Okay.
All right, let's do one example of a authentic chord. So 5 to 1. All right, we're gonna do it in the key of E major. Okay, so write your staff. You need a key signature, and we're gonna do a simple 5-7 to 1. Pause the video, and come back when you're ready. Where's Anthony today?
He's upstairs doing his work.
Seriously, he's not gonna come?
I don't know. Mr. Forsberg said that we could come if we had a work done.
Okay, here we go. So now we have our 5-7 to 1. Our normal 5 chord in the key of E would be B, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, 5. That would be B, D sharp, F sharp. However, now we need to add a 7th on top of that. We have to stack another third. So that would be some sort of A. And in the key of E, we have A natural, so that works out nicely. B, D sharp, F sharp, A. All right? If we were to build that chord, it would look like this. B, D sharp, F sharp, A. Super snowman. Okay, now we have to go to our 1 chord, and obviously that's going to be E in the key of E major. E, G sharp, and B. We are in root position, so we can just build a snowman off it. And there you have it. All right, there's your authentic cadence. All right, I will be emailing you guys all the homework. Please do that, and I expect it done for next time. Thank you so much.